G'day, legends. It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here. Before we get stuck into another great interview brought to you by Crannk.com and thatmetalstation.com, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and that way you can keep up to date with all the best music and interviews from all over the world. Hey, how you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with Crannk.com and with thatmetalstation.com. And today I'm getting to have a chat with Lane, vocalist from Worldwide Panic. He's also bassist there. The single I Tried, man. Yeah, my sister and me were watching it. She's like, yeah, he's cool. He's a bassist. Thank you for joining me, man. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
First off, man, can you tell me a little bit about Worldwide Panic? Because this is the first time I come across you guys. I want to know a little bit more about your backstory, kind of where you guys come from and how you started.
Sure. Worldwide Panic has been around since, I suppose, like 2016. And there was an earlier incantation of Worldwide Panic back when I was 17 years old in 2002. And the name at that point was heavily based off of the events of 9/11. And I pursued other musical things. I was in other bands. I went to music college, and I ended up getting sober from drugs and alcohol. And I kind of thought the whole music thing at that point was over. And I kind of moved on with my life, and I got bored. And I decided to start another band, and instead of starting from scratch, I thought, what a great idea to resurrect this band name. And that's what I did, and we had tons of tours and tons of good things happen to us, and we're riding the wave of this single right now, which is great. And people seem to really be receiving it really well. And we couldn't be happier.
Yeah, you just have a really great sound. I was rocking the hell out to it. I heard that first single I Tried and bounced back and checked out your back catalog, the EP and everything. Really, really cool stuff. Really rocking stuff, man. But I want to touch on a quick point there that you mentioned about getting sober and then kind of thinking that music was dead, because I'm pretty well at a state where I'm semi-sober. I hardly ever drink. It's been years since I drank. And I was at that point too, where I'm like, do I get sober? Can I still enjoy the music, or I'm not drinking, or can I go to gigs? And, it's a surreal experience. But for me, I get more out of it now being sober. I have more motivation, more drive. And I was speaking to a promoter friend of mine just yesterday. I'm only talking about this now because this point come up. Sometimes points come up and they circle each other. And he was saying that he's going on ABC talking about how he's sober in the music scene. And I don't think it comes up enough, people being sober and enjoying the music and still being able to go to shows and enjoy that without drugs or alcohol or writing yourself off for a show.
Yeah. No, I feel much more in the moment. I feel much more, obviously this is 7 years, going back 7 years plus at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm, much more attentive. I'm much more accountable. And I don't really believe that Worldwide Panic would be where it's at right now had that not have happened to me, because I personally was on a warpath where it was going to end up in jail or death.
Yep.
So I'm glad that I'm on the right track.
Yeah. So how the last couple of years been for Worldwide Panic, with everything that's happened, the Worldwide Panic per se, that's happened around the bloody world? How's it been for you guys creatively and being able to make music and play and things like that?
So, making music, great. Really frees up time for that. I tried, as I've said in other interviews, and I'm hoping that it reflects it in the press release, that I Tried is the first track off the full-length self-titled album.
Album coming, yeah. I seen that she's got an album coming, which
Yeah.
I want to talk about. Tell me a little bit about making that. What was the recording and production process like? Tell me a little bit about the making of the album.
Sure, sure. You know, I took on the lion's share because I wanted to prove to myself what I could do, you know, as a producer. And the process started, I believe, in 2019.
Yeah.
And there was a good like bedrock foundation in, eventually it ended up to where there was like 20 songs and various other song ideas, titles, hooks and things of that nature. And we whittled it down to the best 10 and decided to show diversity. And that's what this album means. I did the lion's share when it comes to tracking and producing, especially rhythm guitar, bass, and performing vocal, and putting the drums together and a lot of the electronics and synthesizers. But my mixer did a lot as well, and he co-produced a few things, even satellite, to where he was able to make some adjustments and do this. So it was definitely a team effort. And we had some lineup changes, and when that happened, I reached out to a friend of mine who plays in a band called Casket Robbery.
Yep, I've heard of Casket Robbery.
And what Troy is just an amazing guitar player. His name is Troy Powell, and basically, he was already working on some of the edits for the album. And I was just like, I want you to re-record and recreate in your own way, these lead guitar parts and play all the solos and play all the leads. And he did a fantastic job. So, and then the guy who put it all together was Chris Zeus Harris, who's worked with Hatebreed and did past 3 or 5 Rob Zombie albums and Whitechapel and Chimaira. So I mean, if you listen to those bands, it's all about like really, really loud, and that's what I'm interested in. I like loud.
Yeah, it's got a great sound to it. Instantly, it has you like that hard rock sound, and it's got that driving sound. That track that I tried. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that track means to you? Because it feels like that hit me straight away. That track, dude. I played it, and I was like, damn, I got to go back again. And I immediately took that track onto my own, as people do when they listen to songs and the meaning of I Tried, and I really connected with that track. Can you tell me a little bit about what that one means for you?
Before I let the cat out of the bag, tell me what it meant for you.
It meant for me that I've tried. I give it my best shot. I've had a damn good shot at this, and I've given it everything I've got, and I have tried, and that's all I can do.
Yes. So you're on the right path, and our art is definitely interpretive. So and there is no right or wrong answer. The song was written, and it's the first for me. I did a couple others like for my solo band and stuff like that. But the song is basically it's a love lost song.
Yeah.
And basically you're in a relationship, you're trying your best, and that's not good enough for the other person, as well as there's a subtext to it where you realize that you're not good for this person either.
We've all been there.
So loss can sometimes breed, real creativity, and that's what happened on this track. Yeah, so that's what it means to me, is basically trying your best and that not being good enough for the other person, you
Yeah.
know, whether that's your dad, whether that's your mom, whether that's your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your boss at work, you know, it can be translated in all these different ways.
Yeah, and the film clip that went along with it was really, really well done. Tell us about that film clip. Where'd you make it? What was that like?
Yeah, so um well, uh laughing because the video that you all see was the third video that was filmed for this single.
No wonder you're laughing.
So there was a first attempt,
Yep.
which was filmed in Arizona, and there was an investor involved, and he got extras and a Hummer and all these type stuff. But in the end, there was just it wasn't a good idea.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
to the
it
track.
wasn't it wasn't well done.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the people that tried, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Um, but it just wasn't well done.
Yeah.
And basically it came to a point where, I shared it with, some of my mentors and stuff. And they basically strongly told me that, listen, this song has great potential. And if you put this video out in conjunction with this song, you are going to downplay your viability.
Yeah.
And they were definitely right. And so that didn't work out. And then I tried to do another video where it just featured myself performing, and that was more of a lyric video, if you would. And again, we ran into the same issue. It just, you know,
Didn't feel right.
it didn't feel right. And so at that point, you know, um, I found this really young up and coming director who's really hungry. Um, and we found this great location, and you know, we kind of got things together. So the lineup that you see in the video is not what you're going to see at the show.
Yeah.
You're going to see one of the guys from the video at the shows, and that's the lead guitar player. The rhythm guitar player in the video was the original guy back in 2016.
Yep.
And he's one of my best bros from high school, and he basically had to leave Worldwide Panic in 2017 to go to his second tour of duty in Iraq.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So we wrote a song called Shrapnel, and that's about some of the stories that he would tell me, and in support of people who've experienced war and veterans and all that kind of stuff. So it was a really great thing, because we were like, hey, like, he was already in, for anybody who have seen the Wake Up With an Attitude music video.
Yep.
So he's already been in a music video, and basically, when the band picked up and got on these big tours and found other success, he wasn't there to enjoy a little bit of it. So it was a nice, kind of closure
Yeah.
to have him be a part of it. The drummer was a fill-in, and now we have a permanent guy. Yeah, so I mean, it really worked out, and I think the essence of the video captured it.
Yep.
And we didn't want to go the way, like, the original video featured me and romantic interest, and I'm acting, and all this other stuff, and it could have easily have gone that route for sure. But at the end, I kind of looked at the catalog of videos that we have, and Party has a performance part in
Yeah.
it. Um, but it was storyline driven. It had actors, and I felt like making the quintessential like band video was kind of needed. So that's kind of what spawned that, and I'm happy with the outcome, and I think the people are too.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, good video makes an impact, especially these days, because we don't have those fucking the music video shows anymore on TV. It's more just YouTube. Everyone goes to YouTube these days and tracks down the band and goes to the film clip this way. So if you've got a film clip that makes an impact, you get up your views and your music's going around to more ears, and then they're going to go check out other stuff of yours as well. So getting that video right is unfortunately a big part of it all as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's what you try to do, is to, get the people interested enough so they can really deep dive into your catalog. And we don't have a large catalog right now, and that's fine, because in my perspective, it's leaving people wanting more. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, that's it. You've got the album coming out later in the year, and I dare say you're going to tease out a few singles as you come closer to releasing it. It's not like these days you can't just drop an album and go, there's an album, guys, have one single leading into it. You got to kind of drop like 3-4 singles, pick out the bangers off the track, as they say, and then kind of, drop them out for another, build up that bloody, everyone wanting to hear it, and then you drop the album.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do,
Yep.
And that's what we're gonna do. So I'm optimistic that people will really dig the album. Touching back to an earlier question that you asked, about the album and the process. Basically, when a band makes a self-titled effort, to me, that means that the band is telling me that what we're putting in front of you is basically a diverse array of our complete sound, and this is where we can go. This is different areas that we can go, but in the end, it all sums up to being cohesive. Yeah. And you look at, I know a lot of people are judgmental about this album because they're thrash fanatics and whatnot, but you look at Metallica, and their self-titled album, the Black Album, and that really showed being heavy, being emotional, being fast, doing all that stuff, and they fit it into one, and it really means something. Like, oh, this is Metallica can't, only play Battery and Master of Puppets. They can go here too.
Yep.
And I mean, everybody was familiar with One and all that other stuff, and but it really did bring it home, and that's what I was trying to achieve.
Yep.
Yeah,
it'd be a great sound live, dude. Like what I've heard of you guys, dude, you would put on an amazing bloody set live. It'd be just something that you can sing along to, rock the bloody hell out of. Have you guys been able to play live at the moment, or what's happening over your way, man? I've got to ask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the band hasn't played live since August of 2020.
Yeah, and you had that lineup change as well.
Many.
Yes.
And we're it's taken a while to find the right people and the right situation. And I think that we're there. And
that's understandable. It's going to take time to find that right lineup, the right situation, because we've all got bloody lives. People think this is just easy. We come in here, we go join bands, and then it takes so much work, so much money, so much like commitment. And then to find, like, if we've all got lives outside of this as well, it's not like we're just sitting around waiting to make music or do this. We've all got lives outside of this as well. So it does take time to get that line up ready and a group of people that are committed to the band and ready to drive as well.
I mean, I tried the music video. We didn't have, a solid lineup
Yep.
because, of that issue. But if you're an old school fan and you've seen, the Wake Up with an Attitude music video, you'd be like, oh,
Yeah, yeah,
that's the original guy. So, it had its, wink wink moments of like,
yeah.
hey, this is still Worldwide Panic, like, and now that the lineup is complete, there's tours booked, and we're playing a show, our first show back, April 3rd at the Whiskey A Go Go. We'll be opening up for Gemini Syndrome.
Nice.
I don't know if you've heard of that band.
Yeah, I have heard of Gemini Syndrome as well.
Yeah, and the singer and I have been friends for like over 17 years. We went to college together, and so much so that he actually had a hand in producing some of the vocals in the Worldwide Panic song called Party.
Nice. Hell yeah, cool.
So this show has been kind of a long time coming. It was either going to form into a show or a tour or something like that. And, we don't know what the future could hold, but it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, very long time coming by the sounds of it. It looks very exciting, though, with the album coming out, the lineup finally getting set for you, dude. Shows starting to open up, man. I'm really looking forward to 2022 for Worldwide Panic. Hoping to have a chat with you guys when the album releases so we can talk a little bit more about the album as well. Lane, do you have any last words, shout outs, or thank yous you'd like to add in there, my friend?
Yeah, so come to the Whiskey A Go Go if you're watching this in the United States. You don't want to miss it because we are going to be unveiling who our new guitarist is. And he's someone who's been in big bands and you probably know who he is. And this is a changing of the tide in Worldwide Panic, because now it's like, it's a team, it's a partnership. And I think people will really react well when we announce who he is. So I would want people to, come see it for yourself and, really get jazzed when they see him come out on stage. And
You got me excited now, Lane. You got me excited now, mate. Everybody, go out, check out I Tried. It's the latest single from Worldwide Panic. You can go check out all their other bloody stuff. You also have a website, I believe. You can head over and support the band Worldwide Panic. Also, besides streaming, go buy merch, support the band as well. Lane, thank you so much, man. I look forward to chatting with you later on in the year, man. You take it easy, my friend.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if anybody wants to go check out the band, worldwidepanicband.com. Hit us up on Instagram, worldwide_panic, Facebook /Worldwide Panic. But if you want to get your merch, if you want to see the video, and if you want to listen to us on Spotify and send us a nice message, the place to be is worldwidepanicband.com.
Awesome, legend. Thank you very much, my friend. You take it easy.
Thanks so much.
Cheers. Cool. Done, man. I'll try. Yeah.